Good Erev Shabbos and a good Erev Shavuos. Shavuos is, by tradition, the yard site of David HaMelech. And there is an astounding medrash regarding David HaMelech's daily schedule. It's based on a pasuk in Tehillim. David HaMelech would arise every morning, says the medrash, and he would say, I wake up with intentions to go to all types of places, out in the street, out in the marketplace. But my feet somehow bring me back to the Beis HaMedrash, to the Beis HaKnesses, to the Makom Torah Utfila. My intentions are to go out into the world, but somehow my feet bring me back to the place of Torah every single day. What is the meaning of this medrash? On one level, I believe Chazal are telling us that wherever a person goes, they have to be on autopilot. That is to say, sometimes you get into your car. I know it happens to me. I get into my car and I drive from place A to B, and somehow by the time I get to place B, I don't even remember how I got there because I've done it so many times. I was just on autopilot, and my mind was really somewhere else. And I think what this medrash is saying, that we have to be on autopilot in a positive sense, meaning that we go out and engage every day our lives, things that are necessary, unnecessary, in order for us to lead meaning and productive lives. But as we have to be on an autopilot trajectory. That is to say, whether I'm out in the store, or I'm out at work, or I'm out in the street, doing whatever it is that I am doing, subconsciously, unconsciously, my whole trajectory needs to be towards the Makom Torah, towards the Makom Tefillah. And in doing so, it really infuses everything else that I'm doing, again, whether consciously or unconsciously, with a flavor, a culture, a value of Torah living. And so on one level, this medrash is quite relevant to Shavuos. Shavuos is a time where we recommit ourselves to a life of Avodas Hashem, of Torah living. And we're not in the Beis HaMedrash or in the Beis HaKnesses 24 hours a day. But on some level, we should always be in the Makom Torah, in the Makom Tefillah. We should always be on autopilot. We're subconsciously, unconsciously, we are motivated by the values of the Torah itself. The Ksav Kabbalah, I saw in the name of the Ksav Kabbalah that he has a slightly different nusach, a slightly different text of this medrash. The medrash says, in the text of the Ksav Kabbalah, that David HaMelech says, every day I get up and I want to go to the places of entertainment, to the circuses and the theaters. And somehow, every day I end up in the Beis Medrash. Every day I end up in the shul. The Ksav Kabbalah offers a fascinating interpretation to this medrash, and is even more poignant according to the text of the medrash that he has. Says the Ksav Kabbalah that every day David HaMelech gets up, not accidentally or necessarily or for reasons beyond his control, needing to go to the places of entertainment, to the circus, to the theater. And we know that in the ancient Greece and Rome, the theater and the amphitheater and the theater and the circuses of Greece and Rome were places of terrible immorality. The gladiators were killing each other in the amphitheaters. So these were places of Shvichus Damim, Gilui Arayos, and Avodah Zarah. Places where really terrible, immoral things occurred. And David HaMelech says, every day I get up and my intention is to go to these places. What is the meaning of this medrash? Says the Ksav Kabbalah that every day, David HaMelech intends to go see these places. Because in these places, one can see real commitment, real passion. Now, it's commitment and passion for pretty terrible stuff. But it's true, and it's authentic, and it's genuine, and it's real. And so David HaMelech says, I want to go to these places to see real commitment, real passion, and take that as my feet bring me to the Makom Torah and Tefillah, and apply the real passion, that type of real authentic passion and commitment to my Avodas Hashem. This is reminiscent of another famous teaching that is ascribed to the Chafetz Chaim, who points out that when we have a siyum, when we finish any significant portion of learning and we have a siyum, we say in the siyum, Anu ratzim v'heinim ratzim, Anu amelim v'heim amelim. We work and they work, we run and they run. We work and run and we receive reward. They work and run and they don't receive ultimate eternal reward. We run for meaningful purposes. They run simply for fleeting purposes. Why are we contrasting ourselves to people who are not servants of Hashem? Why can't we just say, we do what we do, and that's good enough? We do what we do, and that's powerful. We do what we do, and that should give us spiritual sustenance and nourishment. Why are we contrasting ourselves? Anu ratzim v'heim ratzim. We run and they run. They toil and we toil. What's the purpose of the contrast? And again, it's said in the name of the Chafetz Chaim, we say Anu ratzim v'heim ratzim. That is to say, if you want to see real commitment, real passion, go see how they toil, how they run. And we should use that real life, three-dimensional three-dimensional representation of commitment and passion. Use it, take it, and use it for Avodas Hashem. I think that this is a particularly important message as we begin Shavuos. As we begin Shavuos, it is a time, a siyum of sorts. It is a time when we recommit ourselves to Avodas Hashem. And the necessary quality of Avodas Hashem is indeed commitment and passion. Because the Torah is there for the long haul. Avodas Hashem is there for the long haul. We are not fair weather friends with the mitzvahs HaTorah. And so as we begin Shavuos, it is worthwhile for us to remember the Medrash of David HaMelech, his yahrzeit, this very day of Shavuos, this yahrzeit of David HaMelech. Just as David HaMelech saw it necessary to look out in the world and to see all the passion and commitment that we put into all types of other things, and take that same passion and commitment, take that same authentic feeling, that genuine experience, and apply it to something which is not fleeting, but something which is eternal. Something like Avodas Hashem, Talmud Torah, Shmiras HaMitzvos, that is here today and here forever. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu bless us with a beautiful, wonderful Shabbos, a Yontif full of simcha, and a time in which we re-energize ourselves to bring the commitment and passion to Torah, not only on Shavuos, when we are called to learn a little bit more, stay up at night a little bit more, take part of the shiurim a little bit more, all the wonderful lectures and presentations a little bit more, and re-energize ourselves to bring that out into the days and weeks and months ahead. Good Shabbos and good Yontif.